I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.
Welcome to another day in the life. Today we got a special treat. We're at Destination Dallas. It's one of the best known gyms in the world. We're gonna meet the owner, MJ, today. He owns GASP Apparel, Better Bodies Apparel, and Destination Dallas. He has a bunch of athletes. He's also a big motorsports guy. Let's go check it out. I started the business in 2002, about 21 years ago almost.
Yeah. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, I've been doing it a long time, so you know how challenging it is every day.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, we've been doing our thing a little bit for more than 30 years.
That is awesome.
So, and then of course, every 7-8 years, it feels like it's morphing into, a little bit something new, So it feels like the chapters are like, 7-8 years, and then it's a new chapter and a new chapter, and that's and right now it feels like we're just entering a new chapter. So it feels like we just got started. So we're like super excited. It feels like it doesn't feel like we've been doing this for 30 years. It feels like we just got started now.
Yeah.
And we've been running it for a couple of days, and what are we going to do now?
You take all that experience, and then you all that behind you, and then now you have something new, and you're like, I have all this experience, and it's exciting to see where you can go next.
Yeah, and it's
right?
new, It's like a startup feeling,
Yep. We're doing the same thing. We're also expanding, and Kyle told me you guys will be probably doing some cool stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Which, if it wasn't cool enough, I got my shirts. My wife wears the Better Bodies brand.
Good. We started, out in the Nordics and in Sweden, 30 years ago, and we as an import company of American apparel. In '94 we started Better Bodies on our own. Before that we imported it, and then we started to produce Better Bodies, and from '94 to 2000 we were kind of running wild in Sweden.
Wow.
And becoming more and more of a general fitness brand into the Dick's Sporting Goods of Sweden, and into all corners of Sweden, because Sweden is such a small market. It's only 10 million people. During that time, it felt like we're leaving a little bit our core industry, because we're going into Dick's Sporting Goods of Sweden, and we felt like we need to do something for where we come from, bodybuilding, and the hardcore side of that we are really born into. So that's where we come up with GASP. So 2002 we launched GASP. And that was kind of like got a couple of core values, like relentless and no compromises and no excuses, and we not do it with a wallet, and do it more with a heart, and not care about the wallet, not care about what people are thinking, or don't care about, like, let's just do our own thing, And that little seed over time grew slowly. And Better Bodies was big and shiny, and Better Bodies was kind of taking over Europe and feeling like, that's our big thing, it's commercial. And then GAS was the emotional child. And then, but over time, and then 2008 comes, and a big crisis in the world. And then it shows that Better Bodies was kind of like, it was not so stable as we thought. So we had to restart Better Bodies, because all the sporting goods stores, they crumbled, and but GAS was just trailing, just kept on going,
That's awesome.
And then maybe we have something going on here that is bigger than it looks like. So from behind comes GASP and kind of like takes over, and then suddenly we are into the whole being in US. I moved here 2012, and now we're going to do business.
Okay.
But back then we were so good on business to business, and we didn't do e-commerce. So after a while, 2012, it was going really, really good. We thought we were going to grow to the sky, and then we kind of missed the train. We were kind of like in a dead end with the distributors. And in the meantime, we're starting our e-commerce, and then the e-commerce is slowly growing, and we become more and more one with our community again, just like we were when we were small. And then through that, we just, the business-to-business part got a little bit, okay, let's not do more of that, but let's do a lot of community.
Like consumer, yeah.
Yeah, and we call them friends because they are so emotionally on board on the journey. So we can't say customers anymore.
Right.
In the old model we could say customers, and we were a little bit detached. But now we're so close. It's like our friends. Like we can't say when they come with a lot of love, we can't say thank you customer.
Right.
Because they're giving us love. And so we philosophy-wise, we reciprocate with, we're all friends here, having fun together, and we have a lot of give back that we do with our community. So we just had a huge give back the last weekend, where we have around, I think it's like 14,000 ambassadors, and everybody got the chance to get their own pair of pants for free.
Wow.
No questions asked.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
14,000 ambassadors around the world,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's impressive. I know there's some really great locals here, and there's a lot coming to Dallas that wear your brand.
Yeah.
And I saw the other day on the video you guys had like 16,000 packages going out in one morning.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. So that shows how big the brand is. But you've got great people in the brand too, and I know some of them personally. So congratulations to that. Also, just in the gym, which is probably maybe not as big of a thing compared to the apparel, but you've got amazing trainers, so probably some of the best in the world maybe. And they train Olympia athletes and businessmen and doctors, and they put us on the floor.
And that's the whole purpose here. It's kind of like I said about our doors. There is no real doors here. It's like open door philosophy, and this place is not about money. This place is just about having fun, and kind of like everybody puts their something on the table. Everybody puts passion and purpose, and because of that, we have people moving in here from California, from New York, and we have people from all the world traveling here because it's kind of like the extension of my living room, and when you guys are here, it's your living room. And that feeling is contagious, and that makes everybody feel respectful about the environment, respectful about each other, and it becomes more like a family and a team feeling. Then it becomes that people are here, me, myself, and I.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that it's an extension of your home. For one, the price is not a lot to come to this gym. It's probably one of the lowest priced gyms, but you have the best people around you, and they say you're like the 5 people around you become like them. So why would you not go to a gym like this where it's very high value, hardworking, really good people here?
That's nice.
So I came here because, for one, I know you had amazing trainers, and I wanted someone who knew what they were doing, because I didn't want to get hurt. I'm in my 40s now, and I hurt myself when I work out, so I don't want that to happen anymore. And I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't been injured in a year coming here, and that's a big deal because they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, and it's the same thing. Everything reflects each other, like your tinting business, that if they go to you, they get 20 years of experience, and it's kind of like they're, because you've been around the block a couple of times, so you give people the same stuff, and it's the same thing for us. We try to hold ourselves accountable on a high level at the same time as there's no rules, as long as we do good stuff with our friends, Yeah, and we kind of like have a good time together, and we are relevant for our friends. Then it's all good, you know.
Yeah, that's what I feel here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're here, and I like that you make stuff happen, and you know, and I do like your car too. So I would like to have you with me going to the racetrack soon, you know.
Yeah, well, if we can make that happen, I'll be there. Maybe we can get Kyle to come too.
Yeah,
I think he would love that.
He needs to get a little bit out of the gym and go with us to the track, because I don't think he has done that yet.
Yeah,
so,
he gets super excited about cars, so I think that'd be cool if that was possible. That's probably up to you.
Yeah.
So what kind of racing do you do?
It's more like we take our friends. My friend, he has a racetrack, and so it's a little bit like this destination facility. The same thing for him. So we go there like a son in the house, and we have and then we can bring people, and we can have some fun up there, and take people for a spin on the track. And play with it. Maybe later, if I have a little bit more time, I go racing. But right now we're just showing how it's done on the track, you know. So
what kind of car do you track?
we have a BMW M2 that is like a competition, and then it's kind of a little bit souped up for the track. And then we have a Mazda Miata, which is also like a pure race car. It's a low horsepower car, but that's the fast guys. That's where they hone their skills in, and it's not in the high horsepower cars like you have. That's not where you hone your skills, but that's where you can use your skills. But you hone your skills in a low horsepower car, and because that's where you get rewarded a lot for good behavior, and you get punished a lot for bad behavior when you have a low horsepower car.
The Miatas I know are super popular because it's not really about the power in that sport, it's about the skill.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have cars like that do that. I never really got into it, but I'd always like to do it. I know if I do it, I'll get addicted to it. And I know, that takes a lot of time and money, so I try not to get addicted, because I'm very addicted to adrenaline rushes like that.
I'm a little bit the same, you know. I think the personalities is a little bit the same, but I'm trying to make sure that my life consists of work and play, and my philosophy is that I'm working and playing in a mixed way, so you can't really tell when I'm working and when I'm playing.
Okay.
So everything becomes a little bit intertwined.
Yes.
And like now today here with you, is this work or play?
Right.
I mean, like, I feel like this is play, you know, but it has some work to it, you know.
100%. Priorities all align, so work feels like play.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. Like, I feel like we're in a position now where our play is not work, but it's actually giving us a return on the investment. So how fun is that when you can play and it creates money, you know, or it creates resources to do more play.
Yeah, you definitely earn that, after 30 years, you can do it however you want to, and it's authentic, and your play, you also get to take out your clients and your athletes and just anybody who wants to be a part of it, and you get to have fun
at the same time, you know. And I think that's kind of like the beauty of it, but it's also because we're setting it up like that.
Right.
Like in Sweden, which is a different culture, it's very easy that you're trying to separate the two, you know. This is work, and it becomes very boxy and very dry, and this is play, and it becomes separate, and then you're trying to do play, but in reality you kind of compromise it away because you need to do work. And then it becomes single-minded, and then it doesn't become a good life, you know. So I think it's a matter of setting everything up so it becomes the way you want it to be.
Yep. I think a lot of people don't realize there's really no balance. You just have to make it a balance of your priorities, how you aligned everything together. I talk about that all the time.
Oh, that's good.
You really can't be above average and more successful if you don't put your your work into the play, like you talk about, your family, your business, your hobbies. They need to all align.
I think I have an analogy that I learned on the racetrack that goes with this, And that analogy is that, when you go to the racetrack and you want to learn how to drive fast, the instructor is going to tell you to, open up. Now you need to look and use the whole windscreen. And the instructor is not going to tell you, oh, you need to focus and you need to get tunnel vision so you can perform better. He's not going to say that because that's a sure way of driving slow, So a better way to drive fast is to embrace that it's difficult, and the windscreen is big and has a lot of information, a lot of stuff that you need to consider. And then you start driving a little bit like grandma, and you're driving slowly. You drive so slowly that it's equivalent of writing your name with the wrong hand.
Okay.
And then you do that many times because then you do it correctly. But if you try to write it too quick, you're going to crash and burn. So what you do is you drive slowly and you get more and more like, oh, I see stuff. I see stuff that I didn't see before because I got tunnel vision when it goes fast, So you need to go slower. But after a while, you can actually go faster and see more. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what you're talking about, where we are a little bit after 30 years. We can kind of we have the experience of seeing more and be calm, because it goes pretty quick,
Yeah.
And when you're younger, it's a little bit like you get a little bit tunnel vision, and you're trying to focus and block out stuff because you think that that's going to help you to be successful, but it is the opposite. It's like, seeing the bigger picture and embrace that it's hard to manage work and play and life and everything. And then you focus, and then you open up, and you focus, open up. That's my theory.
That's a great analogy with the race cars. You can put that in, fitness.
Everything.
It has to be a balance of your company and your play and everything, so you can live a long time to have those experiences and have that wisdom you have now.
Yeah.
You have to do this, if you plan to be around.
Yeah.
And when you've built a business like this over that much time, this becomes super important, so you can live longer and have more vision, and be around a long time.
So what we're going to do when we get to the racetrack, of course, most likely because I have a little bit more experience, I can drive a little bit faster.
Right.
But both me and you are going to hurry slowly. So when we are on the track, we're going to be, trying to hurry, but we're going to hurry slowly so we see everything.
Yes.
And we do it correctly. And then over time, it goes just quicker. And it's not about trying harder. It's just about elevating our awareness about everything.
Oh, you could probably smoke me in a Miata. I know how that game works. But
you mean like the Miata versus the McLaren?
Yeah, I'm sure of it because you know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And if I push it, I'll be off the road, off the track. So and I don't want to tear that.
Yeah,
up.
the straightaway you're gonna take me, but in the corners, I think the Miata can keep up with almost anything.
Yep, I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's experience.
Yeah.
My friends that do this, they started in cars like that, and one of them got to Evo and had like 400 or 500 horsepower, and with that much power and knowing to drive, he was just smoking the Lamborghinis and everything, and I think that's a lot of fun. I think that would be way more fun than the opposite.
Than the opposite, yeah. And that's usually what you see if you go to a track meet, But I mean, like everybody, it all depends on how much practice we get and how willing we are to kind of look at the full totality. But that goes into business and life and everything. My piece of advice would be to kind of like reiterate blending work hard and play hard in the same, and making sure that you understand that life is short and you need to live life to the fullest. So my dad died when he was 33 and I was 14. So that made me hurry slowly. Like I'm not waiting with stuff. I'm kind of like pushing because I want to drive faster and experience more, and at the same time as I don't want to crash and burn. So I'm trying to have an instructor that helps me with the driving. I'm trying to maybe have a mentor that helps me with the business, or I'm trying to see more and learn more from my surrounding, and not trying to be so single-minded. And also when I am single-minded, I'm trying to see like, okay, did this help me or not, you know?
That's great advice. Thank you. Check out the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Let's go for a little house
That'd
tour.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, we can show you. We're doing everything like the main part of the income comes from clothing, and the facility itself is more like Universal Studio, where we do our content and where we have fun. We do everything from taking care of. We have a friend support here that take care of what's going on. We have a finance, taking care of all the finance. We have like marketing, where we're piecing together all the events and activities. So we have, this year we have probably around, we're going to be at the end of the year probably doing around 80 events on different parts of the world, most of them here in the US. You know, big stuff to mention could be Arnold Classic in Columbus that we just came home from. It could also be Olympia in Orlando in November. So, and then everything in between. And our big goal this year is to be more in the grassroots community, in the local shows, out and about.
So they're basically marketing, running the business, doing all sorts of things back here.
Yeah. And then we work on products. So products in the past used to be a little bit more pretentious, and products today is a little bit more seen as, the T-shirt like you are wearing, or I'm wearing. So it's more there to remind us about the core values that we have in common. In the old days, we kind of like we sold the T-shirt with prestige as a brand. Now we mounted down the brand, and we use the brand GASP and Better Bodies more as a platform that we stand on. And people like yourself and me and everybody else here is more, we are the main characters on the journey. And the T-shirt is only there to remind us about the core values we have in common. Wow. Like we talked about over there, you know.
Right, that's great.
So when someone in, let's say Italy, they see another person with GASP, they are meeting on the street or whatever, then they know that, we got something in common, you know?
Yeah, and even around here, if you see that brand, you're like, you go to Destination?
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of know.
You know, kind of like, okay, we got something in common.
Right.
We like the real deal. We like no excuses. We like the relentless approach to life. We like to empower each other to grow. So whatever dreams you have, it's not my role to nitpick them. Mm-hmm. It's like, good for you, and, encourage your dreams, because if I empower your dreams, then I'm also empower my own. Yeah. And I think that's super important,
Very important.
Yeah. So here we have a GASP and Better Bodies, and it's about 2,500 SKUs that we have in maybe 3,000 now actually. And we have stuff that is that we're working on, new stuff coming in, like the flannel shirts we just released now, and things like that.
Very cool.
It's very popular.
Constantly improving and making new things.
And evolving.
Seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, and also in the old heydays, we had a closed innovation. We're kind of doing everything internally. Now what you see here is open innovation. So now our community, our athletes and everybody is with us doing the products.
That's important. You have a lot more brains giving good ideas from what they've experienced too.
And not be afraid of that, because there could be bad ideas. Just more great ideas, bring it on. So last year we had 256 athletes participating in 45 meetings every Thursday, almost every Thursday of the week throughout the year. We have this meeting.
Wow. Okay.
And besides ambassadors, like people everywhere participating.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get into some of that with you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be an ambassador too.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. Yeah, so when we have like bigger events like open house or things like that, we open up the bay doors, and then we are doing our thing here. Maybe we have a DJ, We give free breakfast, free open house, a lot of open house, just so people can not have any excuses of coming here.
Right. It's a good time.
Massage.
Posing room is very popular. People are here using that, and it's kind of like a free for all, like the trainers or people from all around Texas or whatever, they come here and they pose with each other.
So they're getting ready for shows and posing, and maybe have a trainer in there too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably around 25 shows just in Texas. And so this truly becomes like a destination where people can be themselves, and some people are in shape, some not, but everybody posing and having fun.
Yeah, I got kind of a funny story that reminded me of the Milo jersey there. The first day I came to work out with Kyle, Natalia she was a Miss Olympia, highest level athlete, really amazing person that I've got to know a little bit over the time. But the first day I came, I had no idea who she was. She just got done training with my new trainer, Kyle, and she said, good luck, I hope you survive, when she was walking out. And I'm like, and I always remember that. Now I know. In the first few minutes, you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But this is from like the highest level athlete. So
yeah, because they know where to put the bar,
Yep.
And they have no excuses, like our big sign on the wall says,
Yeah.
So if you want to do something, they are here to help you to achieve whatever you want to achieve, because they've been there, they've done that, and they got the knowledge to do it.
Yeah, and don't be afraid whether you can lift 2 pounds or 2,000 pounds. It doesn't matter. If you're struggling at 2 pounds, they're going to push you to 5 pounds, and you're going to get stronger every week, which is what's happened for me. Some of these athletes, they're the best in the world, and they have to be pushed at a higher level, but they still have trainers too. So it's really important to just skip, the novice and risk hurting yourself and get someone who can help you not get hurt and move quickly. And you think they don't need trainers because they've been doing it their whole life, but they do, because they push them as well harder than they could push themselves.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like the philosophy. The younger we are, when we see the full windscreen, and we see that the best way of is actually to use a trainer or coach for the driving in the car, or whatever we want to do in life, we learn and see more, and then we apply it to our own life.
It's a great analogy for everything in life. You need a coach. You'll skip a lot of headaches.
So essentially, it is about the philosophy is to be coachable. So anybody can coach us anything. And even when whoever you are meeting anywhere, regardless of position and status and background, the whole thing is about, okay, what does this situation teach me? It could be someone who's homeless, and they have an attitude. So if that person can have that attitude towards life and in that position, why am I whining? Why don't I get my shit together? Because I'm privileged. Like I have a good situation. If I look at the whole screen, my life is good. But if I look like this on the kind of dark spot in my life, then it's like, oh, it sucks,
Yeah.
But it's not like that when you open up,
How's it going?
We're a little bit outgrown here, but we're still growing and cranking out a lot of orders from this little place here. This is domestic orders going out in the US for GASP and Better Bodies, and these guys are taking care of the business and making it work. So super proud of these guys.
Doing what we can, making things work. And
great job. I know y'all are putting a lot of work in.
Yeah.
I saw one of the videos where y'all are moving a lot of packages, so good job.
Yeah.
We see it.
We try to make it as fun as we can. So.
Yeah, and super efficient for this small space. So doing a great job. This is a little bit. This is the story behind Better Bodies and how it started 40 years ago. So back in 1982, Better Bodies started in New York, and then we imported Better Bodies for Sweden, like I told you.
Okay.
And then '94 we started doing our own production in Europe, and we kind of took over, so to speak.
Wow.
So since then we've been doing it, and the founder Brian Moss is still with us, and we do stuff together with him, like we did now with the 40-year anniversary.
Okay.
He's a great keeper of the history. He has he's an amazing person that has a great documentation of how it started,
Okay.
Mr. T. So a lot of celebrities has been in Better Bodies over the years. Arnold Schwarzenegger, was one of the ambassadors in the early times.
If you're in the area, this is the place to be. But people travel from everywhere, like you said earlier. It's an amazing place.
One thing is, like, you see the marks here on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is me and a friend who. So before we moved all the equipment in here, we were burning rubber from our motorcycles.
Really? They're all over the place.
Yeah. So it's just our interest is motorcycles, cars, and having fun. Gives an extra, kind of like a vibe to the whole place, and how we take care of each other. And
I think it's a perfect fit because guys, when they come in here, they work so hard on their physiques to get in shape, stay fit.
Yeah.
Well, staying trimmed up and looking sharp is part of that. So it's a perfect compliment.
I agree.
Even for us that don't have any hair.
Yeah, no, that's important. Guys, thanks for watching. We had a great time here at Destination. We got to meet MJ, see the history of the place. It was amazing. I appreciate your hospitality, MJ.
It's been a pleasure having you guys here. So, and I hope we can go to the track soon.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
gonna
next
go.
step.
We're gonna go race cars soon. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys at Destination and Eagle Canyon Raceway.